everybody, and welcome to another crafting week. It's Easy Makes Monday, and thank you all for joining me today. Thank you to everyone that's been supporting me throughout this last year, and welcome to any new subscribers. I'm Catherine, and there's lots of exciting things happening here on this channel. I do loads of different paper crafts, junk journal making, and anything textile, and so much more. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so, and every time you've watched a video you enjoy, please give a like. It does help. It does help me to keep going with this channel. Okay then, so what do I want to do today? Now last week, if you remember, I was talking about the pages that I'd taken out of this Traveller's Guide book that I'm going to be using for my design team project for Tracie Fox Creative. And I said that there's quite a few papers in here that I loved the font. So this is, for example, I've got a few sheets here, all different fonts in it, which I think really is something that will look stunning in any journal. However, I did say that some of the wordage of it is not something that I'd put in the journal. Now, apparently this was given to soldiers in the late 1800s to give them some moral support and comfort and teachings of the gospel, etc., which is fine, you know, the scriptures, and there's some interesting stories in here, but the majority of the book is very much, oh, you'll be damned to hell, and all, you know, really I don't think it's the sort of moral, you know, it wouldn't have given me comfort if all these, you know, if all about sinning, and it was very heavy going. So what do I want to do with them? Well, I'd like to use some of the font, and I'd like to use this coloration in my book, because obviously these are 1800 papers and they've got lovely coloration to them. So what I was thinking, and I came up with an idea, is to make some tabs from them. And this is 3 that I'd just cut out while I was thinking about this project, and I like the look of these. They've got the coloration. Now these are 3 from the same page, so we need to choose a different font, and I'll have a look what else I've got in the pages here, and we'll make some more of those. And actually, you know, I could use some of these papers to get a stock of these for any journal. And let's have a look now, see what we've got. So I've got my trusty, I had another one, that one where you have to keep putting it inside and make sure there's a gap at the top, otherwise it doesn't make it, make the tab properly. And this is one that David treated me to a few months ago, and it's the Vasen Creative, or Vasen Creative, and I've got 1 or 2 punches in this, and I'm swapping to this as my old punches need replacing. I've got my round one, the same brand, and I really like them. I really think that they are very robust. It's just you've got to have the storage, that's the only thing with this big thing. But I've got that ready, and let's have a little look what font we could use. That's, see, the Ring of Fire. Thank you, Captain. Review of his army by the first Napoleon. That's a nice one, so I'd like that. And I wanted them double because they're quite, you know, 1800 papers, not as robust as we'd like it to be. But I'm going to cut some out first, so that's nice font. and I can't do this. I've been doing a lot of sewing. Stab stitching things, finishing off that journal cover for my that's a nice one, that's a different one, yeah, for my Edgings journal, and I've stabbed myself a few times and made my thumb sore. And let's see if there's, that's nice, that's quite a large one, so we'll have a go with those. So what I've done first is to get rid of all this, you know, extra paper, I'm cutting round these. So what I wanted to show you really, apart from the fact that I wanted to make these tabs for my project, is to show that if you have these papers, there are other things, you know, we tend to use papers we don't want for masterboards, things like that. But I wanted to show that this is another way, if you've got a tab punch of any description, or if you're lucky enough to have a whale tail punch, marvellous, you'll be able to do that as well. So this is just an Easy Makes Monday. You can make these in quantities, so you can mass make these, and they're ready for other projects. So you're not really wasting anything. Let's have a look. What did we decide? That one. See, this is the Astonished Slave. You know, it's 1800s, guys. It's not going to be PC, is it? So I'm just fortunate that this has got these borders round. Just makes them easier to do. And that one, this says thank you, Captain. Oh, this is the Napoleon one again. Very dark. We've got as many lights on as we can, so I'm sorry if it's a bit dismal. There's nothing so queer as autumn weather in the UK. You don't know from one day to the next what you're going to get. It's quite mild though, I'm surprised. Okay, so what I want to do, there's a couple that I've let dry first so that I could stamp them out. But I wanted to glue them first, just to make them thicker. So I folded these in half, and I'm just going to glue. I really ought to use my glue book instead of on top of this. This is just protecting my mat, but I don't want to get glue on it really. Let me get my glue book here. Okay. There we go. So just glued half of it and then sticking it together so that when that's dry and you've made a few, I wanted it that way. Yeah. Now what I'm going to do here is, so that I don't want really to have that, I don't want the slave on it anywhere, even in tabs. So I have cut that down a bit. And unfortunately, you know, there is a lot of modern day slavery still happening. use my Matalan card. Thank you. I ought to, yeah, I've forgotten your name, sorry. The lovely lady that actually works for Matalan. We did have a laugh about that. Yeah, I wonder if they'll sponsor me. I wonder if they'll say, oh, we'll sponsor you for you, you know, look at this branding that you're doing. Using our card to straighten your papers out. Oh dear. Okay, so you've all had a good weekend and you're all keeping okay. I phoned up to find out about our vaccines, our booster, because they are saying that, you know, the original COVID jabs are starting to wane a bit after 6 months, and well, they don't know when we can have ours. Because they've a logistic problem. They've no vaccines because they can't get them here. So whether that's logistics of, well, I presume it's all this business with the lorry drivers, etc. They haven't got enough, so things are, you know, but to me, I don't understand why, because our levels are going up again, because we're now, the vaccine programme is waning, and I can't understand why they don't use the army to deliver the vaccines. Right, okay, so I'm going to cut this off before I... This is a lovely large font, which will make a nice tabs, I think. Just make sure that you dry, the glue has dried before you start trying to punch out your tabs. That's why I've done a few earlier, so that I knew they'd be properly dried. There we go. See, we've got all those different fonts already. Gorgeous. Right, let's just see what else we've got. Soap in the water tank, or why a Christian's testimony is often powerless. Or the two weavers. We'll have these two weavers. I think this is a poem. By the look of how it's laid out. I always think that it's fantastic when you touch paper that somebody in the 1800s has handled. It's sort of astounding, really, I think. Okay. What with my babes and sickly wife, quoth Dick, I'm also tired of life, so hard we work, so poor we fare, 'tis more than mortal man can bear. How glorious is the rich man's state, his house so fine, his wealth so great. Heaven is unjust, you must agree, why all to him and none to me? And then it goes on and on. So, have I got that? No, we haven't got this one, that's nice. We haven't got that extra large one. I think it's even larger than that, it is. So it's an easy little task you can do without thinking about it, can't you? And you don't have to use them for tabs. You can make, you know, you can use these long pieces for edgings, belly bands. I mean, they've made quite good belly bands, I think. And actually that might be nice to keep a couple that haven't been stuck. For belly bands in my journal. that's different. And of course this that I'm cutting off, you know, you can use this in collage if you want, because it's such a lovely colour. Oh, that's a bit bodgy folding, Catherine. Go. This is a nice smaller one, smaller font. Quite enjoy making these. I love cutting paper up. I know it sounds strange. There's something therapeutic about cutting paper like this. Just relaxing. Okay, so I'm going to cut this big title off again. Fold it in half and glue away. Okay, so let's start making a few tabs. We'll start with these. These are the ones, get rid of my glue book. These are the ones that I made earlier, so that the glue could have dried off. Now then, I have to turn it this way because it is quite a big, it is heavy, a heavy punch, and I like to see what I'm punching. Now then, I did get 3. Oops, stay. Okay, so we've got those now. Well, that one's broken, but don't get rid of these because they're going to be useful as well. So let's oh goodness me. Okay, that's a better one, look, because we can use them as well. I want some of these for my project. I'll get rid of the, well, actually I can save that one. Chuck that one out. Right. There we go. Oh! Lost the bottom bit on that one. Where's my pokey tool? It's playing up, it doesn't want to come out. There we go. There we go. rid of that. Would I be better doing it that way? There we go, let's hope we've got that's better. And I'll trim that down, but we can use those. Put that one in there. And can you see how we've got the smaller font at the bottom, look, so that gives a bit of a different look. The rest of them need to dry, so we'll leave those there and under there. So I think we will just ink these, because it's quite, you know, it's, the journal's a bit of a grungy one. I'm trying to take the lid off the wrong way. And as you know, I am not a massive inker, but I do like to have a few small selections, so these small ones are ideal for me. Just enough. Actually, I need to fold. No, I'll use back of this bone folder. Could do one of them, could do with one of those, not melamine, I'm trying to think, Teflon, new Teflon bone folders. I love these. I've not done this before with the paper, leftover paper, vintage paper, and I like them. There goes Nelson. There's something in the back field. And because you're using a different font, you're going to get, you know, different looks. Just rings the changes a bit, doesn't it? Oh, I'm all excited. I'm enjoying these. It'll be my new favourite thing. I'm easily pleased. You know, give me a bit of paper and some fabric and thread, and I'm happy. Later on in the week, I'm going to start discussing us gathering things together to make our December daily receptacle, shall I say, our receptacle for December daily. Give you a chance to get some stock in, so that you can, if you want to do craft along like last year. We had so much fun last year on December dailies, didn't we? So I'm just lightly, I've got, what's this? Everybody, vintage photo. I do like the walnut one, but for this is, so you can use you know, different coloured inks on these as well. If you are a real inker on your projects, you can use different colours to match in with your journal. If you've got a lot of blues and greens, you can always edge it with those colours. I've got the red, the fired brick. I like the fired brick. It's a nice not too red. It's more of a corally red, I think. So just a bit of inking up. I'm not the world's greatest inker because, as I say, I don't do it a lot. But I think it just gives these a bit of a nice edge. So the rest of the week, Thursday I'll be doing more with the signatures for my design team project for Tracie Fox Creative and Love Junk Journals. She's changed all her branding now to be Tracie Fox Creative, so look out for that. And I will be showing you on Thursday what kits that I'm going to be using in my first project. It's really exciting. I can't sleep. I've got all these ideas buzzing in my head, which is good, but then it's tiring. So we'll do that, and so you know which, so you can go and have a look at them then when you know which ones I'm using. And tomorrow we're going to start our, it's like a snippet roll really, I would say. It's the wraparound to go with the cover for Tuesday sewing, so we'll be starting that properly. Last week I was showing you my thought processes when I'm setting up a new project, so if you've not seen that yet, I will link that. And yeah, I thought with it being my, you know, my first project, we'd do all the little bits together. Not every single thing, but like, you know, these tabs together and other bits and bobs. I think that's there. And these, yes, I will trim those when I've shown you the. I don't want to cut out what I'm using yet till I've shown you all the different kits of traces that I'm putting into it. So I'll just hold on to those. We've got these to do some more as well when they are dry. So there we go. That's my start to my design team project, making tabs in the vintage papers that I'm going to be using in my signatures. And yeah, I think they're a fun thing to have in your stash really. And then when you're short of a tab and they're quite neutral, they'll go with most projects. And as I say, you can just ink them in different colours to match in with whatever you're doing. So thank you so much for joining me, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for Tuesday sewing. Bye for now, take care.